I do the most on Instagram.
We're live. All right. We're live. We'll get to it in a second.
Beautiful.
What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast, episode 329 to be exact. And if you're new here and enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing. We've got a whole bunch of that stuff going on around here. When you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us in the live chat like you're going to do today. Helps us share conversations and laughs like this with more people. So do consider doing that. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about vacations because it's getting cold outside. All right, it's getting chilly. Maybe you want to spend the evening with a loved one, with maybe that special someone, up in the UP. I'm talking Michigan. All right, the weird part of Michigan. We got Alpine House 2 is a classic Swiss chalet duplex A-frame log cabin interior with a log cabin interior located directly across the street from the Ski Brûlée Resort, which is a world-famous ski resort if you're unfamiliar, in Iron River, Michigan. Surrounded by forests, lakes, rivers, more specifically Iron River, makes Alpine House 2 the destination for fishing, hunting, hiking, and snowmobiling as we get into these colder months, obviously skiing and all that as well. They've been pretty regularly booked up over on Vrbo and Airbnb, but if you reach out to them over on their Instagram and tell them that Darren, Rita, or Detox sent you, they will get you guys set up with a great rate and a great vacation. That's at Alpine House 2 on Instagram, at ALPINEHAUS number 2. You can stay up to date, reach out to them. They'll let you know what's going on with renovations, bookings, and more. It's beautiful. Even this time of year as the leaves are changing and whatnot, they've got beautiful hiking trails. Like I said, the lakes, while you can still get out there and fish, are great. So definitely check it out. One last time, that's at Alpine House 2 on Instagram. And shout out to them for sponsoring an episode of the show. Also want to say, this has been the 329th episode, or this will be the 329th episode. We've been doing this for a long time. If I knew what I was doing when we were starting, maybe I would be successful by now, but I didn't. And if I had these guys, I would probably be way, way more successful. These guys being Impulse Cameras over in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Located in Oak Creek, Wisconsin's Drexel Square, they have everything you can need for your creative projects, whether it's cameras, lights, microphones, gimbals, or even just a space to record and make your own content. They have that as well. But they don't just have great gear. They've also got extremely hardworking, talented staff and the owners who've both been on the show to help you find gear that's best suited for your needs at prices that actually fit your budget. If you're still not convinced, they offer super legit rental programs so you can test gear out before you buy it. And they offer monthly memberships so you can get discounts on gear as well as access to an exclusive Discord and much more. So check out at impulse.mke on Instagram or impulsecameras.com. Them and Alpine House 2 are both linked down below. One last time, that's impulse.mke on Instagram or impulsecameras.com. They're linked down below. Reach out to them, tell them D-Rita Detox sent you, and they will get you guys set up with some good gear. Now, with all that good stuff out of the way, all the church announcements done, I got to give a very, very wet Detox welcome to comedian Bryan Leconte is here.
Hey.
He's here. You've been crushing it, dude. I've seen and heard tons of great things in the last year and some change about you. All great things.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited to have you here.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me, man. I've
Absolutely.
heard nothing but great things about your podcast.
You don't have to lie. It's all right. I'm excited to have you.
I feel blessed to finally be on and everything. Angela was hyping it up a lot. Gemini.
She's great.
She was saying one of her clips went pretty big over here.
Yeah,
so.
we haven't even gotten to some of them. Yeah, she said some of them really pop off. So it's a fun time, man.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking before we went live a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of you're kind of in between jobs right this second, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but the whole unemployed thing online right now, it's a vibe to be unemployed. Some people really hate it. Some people really hate it. Other people are kind of just embracing it. I think post-COVID, we've all realized that money and jobs aren't really real anyways. So why not just enjoy yourself? Is there anything you want to do in this time period of being unemployed?
Comedy's the main thing. I'm still gonna be doing comedy
for sure.
at night no matter what. But now that I'm going to New Jersey for a comedy festival in 2 weeks and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lock in the new job before that because that's gonna clean me out a little bit, money wise. But I have been saving. I like jobs. I feel like a lot of people don't like jobs or have a negative connotation toward work in general. But I feel like you just gotta find something that you love to do. Or challenges you in a positive way.
What if you work at Walmart though?
If you work at Walmart, working at Walmart, that could suck. Unless you really like greeting people. You're gonna run bits on somebody every time.
That'd be good crowd work.
Or you plan on doing a big robbery at Walmart and everything. That's possible too. Then it's an investment. But you could make anything exciting.
I will say that's the one thing. So there is a lot of job slander going on right now.
Yeah.
Jobs jobs do suck. I'm not gonna sugar. I think jobs suck, but I will say I make them fun. I try to make them fun.
Good.
I try to get to know my coworkers. I try to learn all the fucked up things about them, so then I can mess with them.
Yeah.
And that makes it like livable for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like if you can't figure out a way, even, I mean, I've worked with some people that are like the most, like, they're not very giving in a conversation. We'll just say like they don't have a lot to add, and I'll still find a way to make it fun for me. I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna bomb for the next 45 minutes talking to you, I'm just gonna bomb. It's good practice.
I love it. Just have fun with it. And you could
just bomb.
You could roll with anything. You could roll with anything. I got a coworker of mine, old coworker of mine. Anytime he thought something like sounded gay, he'd always like, pause, bro. You know, anytime. So I would slip it in anytime. See, even like that. Just to get him. To get him. Because he would say it about literally anything. But I would absolutely. Like, you need me to hold that for you? And hey, could you pop that open for me? And it's a part of the fun.
Yeah. Sure. Some people, the pause thing is crazy. There's so many people that just spam that. I'm like, can we learn something else? You're going to be homophobic. Give me a different word every once in a while.
It leads to a lot of gay creativity and everything, you know?
It inspires you to be more gay.
Exactly. Which is part of the fun and everything. That's why.
It's honestly, it's like sometimes I would be around, especially when I was in college, I'd be around guys that were, they were a little homophobic. I'll just be honest. They were a little homophobic.
A lot of that going around.
There's a lot of that going around, especially you're playing like high level sports. Some guys just, they're not exposed to it. Or maybe they have an affinity for that. It's on the DL. They don't want to talk about it. Whatever their reason is, they don't want to talk about it. And me and a couple of the guys on the team would oftentimes, that's when like gay SoundCloud rap was real big. And we would just,
I remember that.
Oh yeah, man, we were plugging it every time. And the more uncomfortable they got, the more I would be inspired to find another song.
Exactly.
I'm like, dude, if you just didn't care, this wouldn't be fun. It would be weird that I enjoy this.
Absolutely.
It would be gay.
I forgot about a lot of that until and that was Halloween season and everything. Ooh. Big Dick Randy came back on my on my recommendation. Do you remember that?
I do remember Big Dick Randy, dude.
It was on my Spotify, and then I looked at it, and there's 3 versions of Big Dick Randy and everything. Yeah, it gets progressively crazier. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Something about this time of year gets a little crisp. The air gets crisp. You just want to sing some gay SoundCloud rap.
I believe it. But yeah, it certainly inspires gay creativity, which I think is fun. Yeah. I remember one time my boss, he had asked us like put paint cans away. Anyway, pause, bro. I was thinking about it, and my boss, and we're like, how the fuck is that gay? And he went, you could never be too sure. And I was like, oh,
what does that mean?
He covered all his bases. It was that was insane.
Yeah, wow. Never hold the door open for that guy.
Don't know. I guess not. I guess not. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. Maybe he's like, your boss is like, hey man, what is your information for your direct deposit? He's like, hey.
Yeah. A whole lot of that, though.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't taking money from no man. That's all right, dude.
Literally.
All right.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So
okay.
It's beautiful. I like creativity.
Have you had that? I mean, that's an interesting coworker. I've had some characters myself. Is there like, you don't have to name names. Mm-hmm. You have any scary coworkers ever?
Esteban Rodriguez was.
Mm-hmm.
That's a made up name. I'm trying to think of my coworkers.
Like the scary, or like somebody that made you nervous. I've talked about it recently on the show, so I won't get into the whole bit again. But I did have a couple people that I worked with that I thought maybe could have taken out the store I was working in.
Really?
Yeah, and I was cool with them, so they liked me.
Yeah.
Or at least enough, because I was okay at my job and would try to like ask them how they were. But it's the school shooter. But eventually they get a job, like they get out of school and they get a job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think people realize the risk that we're at. So like no one wants to be nice to him. And I'm like, I know he smells. I know he is bad at social cues. But just say, hey, how's it going?
That's valid.
Ask him about his Pokemon. Ask him about whatever. Keep him cool.
Absolutely.
I don't want him to air this out.
Yeah. I think that's a perfectly reasonable take, and if more people thought like you, there'd probably be less disasters. Everything going on all the time.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes it's less serious than that. Like, sometimes you just get some people that are into some scary shit. I was talking with a friend of mine over the weekend that they.
What do you mean,
dude?
Scary shit?
There's this man. This is insane. I didn't even think this could happen still in 2025 when like we have readily available background checks and social media on all these people. They have like an assistant manager at this place at a coffee place.
Yeah.
And this assistant manager is in their late 30s and was not fired, but was written up and then forced to move just to a different location.
Oh my God.
For fucking this is a woman for fucking a 19-year-old man who just started working there.
Yeah.
So like kind of abusing the power, fucking this dude.
Yeah.
And then instead of firing her or being like, yo, that's, you know, abuse of power, like you're an assistant manager, they just went, you know what? We're going to transfer you to this other location.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit busier. They hire more college kids. And now she's actively pursuing, apparently this is the tea I got, was she's actively pursuing another 22-year-old. And I'm like, what is that? That's like cops. That's what they do with cops. Like a cop does something fucked up. They're like, well, we're not going to fire you. We're going to put you on leave for a couple of weeks, and then we're going to have you just start a different department. You're just going to go to a different city.
Yeah.
Fine.
I believe it. See, you know, I grew up Catholic, so I feel like I'm accustomed to hearing about, you know, moving folks around and everything.
Yeah.
But people don't know that Starbucks baristas have a way higher rate of abusing
more than the Catholic Church.
People don't know.
Shit,
a lot of slander for the Catholics, but it's baristas.
Yeah, the baristas are worse, dude. They really. That's crazy. Okay, growing up Catholic, dude. What's what you have any favorite weird things from that situation? How Catholic were you? Like Sunday warriors?
I personally was very Catholic at one point and everything. I think I have like a natural disposition to get into the most serious thing and everything. And I felt like it was a good moral foundation and everything. You know, I diverted pretty hard like away, but as time goes on, I'm like, yeah, it's a Bruce Lee code. It's absorb what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is entirely your own and everything, you know? So, I like to learn about Catholicism. I like to learn about Buddhism, Islam, and everything.
And take the things that you want.
Yeah. I remember nobody fucking follows those. I felt like, no, I'm trailing off. Let me think. There's a story I wanted to get to. In Catholic school.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really have to do with being Catholic, so to speak, just about like how people might say they have one value, but then I think people tend to get back to basics and everything, you know. I had invented this game that we call drop ball, right?
Okay.
Where you toss a soccer ball in like the middle, it bounces, and then you hit it. It's basically cricket, but I thought I invented it.
But you made it up.
Yeah, exactly. I thought just now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, that was 100% cricket.
It's cricket with a soccer ball,
but yeah, it was so popular. We would play it at recess all the time. And then my principal, he had like congratulated me on it. He's like, yo, this is very creative. Whoa. Good job. And then one day this kid, he went to hit the soccer ball with the baseball bat, and he tomahawked it. It bounced off of the soccer ball and hit him in the head. Right, it just and like it cracked his head a little bit, and there was blood everywhere. And I got suspended for it, and I was like, "This is how by that principal and everything." He's like, "I don't know why you're encouraging people to play this game." Like,
that's crazy work, dude.
Yeah, I was such a shithead as a kid, though. That was the one time I got in trouble that I did not deserve it. It was crazy. Yeah, I remember one time we were playing kickball, and I was real angry at somebody, so I just took the kickball, and we had at my hometown school, it was like the biggest, widest area to play games. It was like 3 or 4 football fields in length.
You just had some space.
Walla little country town and everything. We had plenty of land, but I took it and I was fast and nobody caught me. So we just
picked it up and ran away.
Yeah. So everybody was playing kickball, my whole class and everything, which was I think 18 kids. I think we had 18 kids in my class. No, it was 24 kids.
Okay.
But it was 18 boys and 6 girls and everything. Oh, wow. In my tiny little Walla town, in my tiny little Catholic school in my small town. But yeah, nobody caught me. I was a quick kid.
Yeah.
And that was just an exhausting recess.
When did you give it up? What made you give it up? Where you're like, all right, I've run away long enough.
Recess ended. I kept circling around this big old field. We had a couple trees, and it was good.
But you still respected the whistle when they said, "Hey, it's time to wrap this up."
Yeah. Then it was done. Then it was done for sure.
What curved you out of being like? Because obviously, I mean, how late were you? I mean, I'm not saying that you don't still maybe value stuff from Catholicism.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure you do. But when did you kind of go? I'm gonna veer this way a little bit. What was it for you?
It was oh man. So I was in a car with my uncle and everything, right? And I was kind of like talking to him about something, and he was like, I don't really believe in God. And I was so religious at the time. I was like, oh no, he's going to hell. I gotta save him. So I ended up doing like just a ton of research and everything, just straight into like apologetics. I'm like, I'm gonna blah 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 blah, and like within doing the research, I'm like, fuck, I think I'm wrong and everything.
How old were you think?
Bro, I was I'm trying to think. I think it was like third grade. I think
Whoa.
it was like I was in a sprint from like first through third grade. Maybe it was like fifth. I don't know. But I crashed out because I was like, oh no, it was like the floor. It was like
so you gave up religion as like a fourth grader. You just started ripping darts at reset. Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, full emo and everything, dog. Marilyn Manson, all that fun stuff. But no, I never got to Marilyn Manson. Was the thing about his ribs true?
I don't know. I don't know shit about it. I just know Kanye brought him out a couple years ago, and people were really mad about it. And I was like, yo, I'm just tuning out.
That's what they were mad at Kanye for?
Among other things. Among other things. Wow, okay.
But but yeah, like I said, I got really into like Sam Harris and like Christopher Hitchens and everything. And then oh man, there was a third one. There were four of them. It was like the 4 horsemen of atheism. That I got into. But yeah, I was super into that shit when I was a kid.
So you like swung real hard. Were you like, then you were just like, God's not real, like running around like that, and then you eventually maybe kind of mellowed out somewhere.
Yeah. Because I think kind of like having like an underlying belief in something greater than yourself is like a fantastic foundation for living like a fulfilling life and everything. You know, like how many people do we know that are like depressed and like on the verge of killing us? A good chunk of us. So having that like background is fantastic. And then now I'm really into kind of like the utility of God and like the belief in a higher power, because in a sense like my God like is the higher values, so to speak, and everything. You know, I try to be a good person and I make that my purpose in life. And I'm not doing that to get into heaven. I'm just doing that because I feel like that is like the greatest goal one can have in a sense, is being a good person. And therefore, whether I go to hell or not, I'll still be like, all right, I left a good mark on the world.
I'm proud of what I did.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just similar. So I was raised, I think Catholic technically, right? Is that? Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. You get baptized, right? I did that. I didn't do much else, but
I got you.
But so my parents were never like really forcing it or on us or anything. But as I got in, I remember like going into high school, just being like, that shit is so dumb. Like I remember we were like, did you do Lent and stuff like that? Yeah, right. And I remember my mom would always ask like, well, what are you giving up for Lent? Because then she'd try to like make sure you hold you to it. Yeah. And usually we give up like soda or give up like, I don't know, like Skittles or something stupid. And I remember we're like, I'm in the front seat of the car and my siblings are in the back, and she like asks each of my siblings, and then she asks me like, yo, Darren, what are you giving up for Lent this year? So I'm giving up religion, dude. And I just gave it up, and I haven't gone back. I just have not gone back. And honestly, I was kind of a dick for a little while where I didn't get into, I know all those same guys, definitely watched their videos and stuff. But I just would like, I was friends with, there was like this group of girls in my high school that were super religious, like kind of like Bible thumpy a little bit. And I would sit with them at lunch and I would just be like, nah. I'd like invite them to tell me things about it, and they'd be like, nah, wrong. And I had nothing to even refute. Like I just was like, no.
Yeah.
I just did rage bait him. It was so dumb, and I feel badly about it because I don't care that deeply anymore.
Yeah,
I'm still not religious at all, but I don't care. So you know, and like you're saying, it's like I think there is so much utility in religions, in all the religions. I think there's a reason people have like flocked to them. But at the end of the day, like you're saying, be good. Yeah, be kind to your fellow human, to animals, to the planet. Yeah, it'll work itself out. I think
you hope so.
You know, and I think if God is, if He's actually for real and He's cool, if I'm doing that, I think He's gonna snatch me up at the end. Maybe He's gonna ask me, hey, why didn't you could have gone to church a couple more times? Yeah, I'll be like, my bad, sir. And maybe we'll shake hands and He'll be like, all right, you can come in, but only on the weekends or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
That could be true. I don't know. I wonder. I feel as though I might do all the things that I think is right, and He might just be like, nah, it wasn't right at all. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, I just, if I do have to speak to some deity at the end, I want to be like, this was my reasoning. Whatever you got to do, you got to do. And
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, let me back it up though. Let me. Yeah.
Cause you ever heard like Bo Burnham's like take on like God and everything in that one song
from God's perspective?
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. He's like, why would I want to hang out with you? There's a billion aliens way cooler. And I was like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah. Literally.
Probably doesn't give a fuck if we eat pork or have premarital sex and everything.
Well, and I don't know if you've ever heard like Pete Holmes, who's pretty religious. He talks about it. I love the way he described how he would be okay if he went to hell. Is like he's cool with going to hell as long as like every 30 minutes to 2 hours, whatever, they give us like a 15-minute water break where we get to all be like, that was fucking, that's terrible what's going on. As long as we can bitch about it for a few minutes, like I could probably put up with it forever. So
no,
I'll figure it out.
That'd be a fun take on hell.
Yeah.
You've seen the Simpsons take on like a Protestant versus Catholic heaven?
No.
And everything. So Protestant heaven is basically like a bunch of Republicans playing golf. And then Catholic heaven is just a bunch of hammered Mexicans and Irish dudes just having a blast. I'm like, all right, fair enough. Shout out the Catholics and everything.
Yeah, dude, they do it. They do party. It is crazy. It is crazy. Same thing with like, I have I know some Muslim people that like, dude, party their asses.
Oh yeah, but that's one thing they don't do.
But then they go out for dumplings and they're like, whoa, I don't want these pork. I'm like, come on, man. And I respect the religion. I respect you. I respect everything you're doing. But it's a little silly to get offended by it. You just want to be like, no, thank you, whatever. But to be offended by it or to look at me crazy,
brother,
won't even dap me up. You know, he can smell it on my breath. Won't even dap me up, dude. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Religion is fun. It is a little silly.
We all find our one thing.
We'll find our thing. Speaking of finding a thing, I always like kind of snoop on people as I'm getting ready for the show, and we were talking about a little off air, and I saw that you've done some combat sports.
Yeah,
that's been one of your things. You've done some. What were you into?
I love jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu so much. I kind of pulled back from jiu-jitsu right around the time I was doing comedy. Because now with comedy, I'm going to be on stage like every night, no matter what. 365.
Taking it seriously.
Yeah. I love it so much. I love it so much. I'm a gamer, essentially. I don't play video games anymore. But everything I've done is just right in line with whether I was trying to beat every level in Halo as quick as I could or Prestige in Call of Duty as quick as I could. That was the same thing I did when I was playing basketball. You know, when I couldn't do that with jiu-jitsu. It hurts. I'll be there's some people that train like multiple times a day, every day. When I first started, 2 times a week was enough to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Just Tuesday and Thursday. I think there's some adjustment your body has to go through in order to like get into those positions. And I had no wrestling background. It was hooping. And then for like 2 years in college, I was bodybuilding. And then I started doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And my body was just not ready to be tossed around and flipped. And
what's the learning curve like? Because that's the thing with sports like that, dude. It's like, I mean, you know, even when you do boxing, like I've done some training in boxing and stuff like that. And like, luckily for that, if I want to, I could train for months and never even fight somebody.
Gotcha.
You know, like you could just, I can just work on technique. I can just get a good sweat in, whatever. And then if I want to spar with somebody that's way better than me, they'll know where to pull their punch.
Right.
What's it like in jiu-jitsu getting started?
Well, a fun difference between jiu-jitsu and boxing is that in boxing, you for sure cannot go your hardest or else people are going to be concussed and just die and everything. You know? But in jiu-jitsu, you kind of can go your hardest and not get hurt. You know, people have 100% rolls all the time. Whoa. And as long as you tap in time, you're good to go. The learning curve is immense. Like it takes like 10 years to be a black belt, but there are black belts and then there are black belts, you know, like there's just tens of thousands of moves where you could put quite a few hours into like getting in depth on them and everything. And it seems like nobody in the world kind of has like a true, authentic, like in-depth understanding of every single part of the game, except maybe Gordon Ryan, who's the GOAT.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the GOAT by 24.
Shit.
It was crazy.
Right.
I don't know of any other sport I've seen where a guy is so dominant so early on, he wins every title you can multiple times.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah.
He can't compete anymore though. He wrecked his body. And
you
ever heard of like a staph infection before?
I have heard of that. Yeah.
He was training like New Jersey basements, and sunshine is the best disinfectant and everything. No sunshine, just damp basements. And he kept getting staph, so he would get on antibiotics.
Yeah.
And he kept getting stabbed, and he kept getting antibiotics. So for 1 year, he was on antibiotics for like 75% of the year.
Jesus
and
Christ.
It destroyed his gut microbiome.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so now he can't like eat regular food. Like
Yeah.
he can't put anything down. He's always nauseous.
God.
He's constantly throwing up.
Why are you guys rolling around in basements? Why can't we do it somewhere else?
Yeah, just sweaty, horribly bacteria-filled basements. And now the greatest jiu-jitsu athlete of all time has pretty much not really competed consistently at all within the last 2 years, and was kind of done being consistent at 24. It's crazy.
That's insane.
Crazy for sure. Yeah.
It's insane to think how much she accomplished that so quickly and then just done.
Yeah. You imagine when
That'd be like if Derrick Rose won like 3 championships.
Exactly.
And then what happened to him happened to him. That's insane.
It'd be like if Derrick Rose won like 6 championships.
Yeah, genuinely. Yeah, if he was Michael Jordan.
If he was Michael Jordan and then was done with it, for sure. Who's your GOAT? We were talking basketball before this.
I'm a Chicago sports fan, so I'm a little biased. But
Bryan Scalabrine, I get it.
Yeah. No, I go MJ, but I'm not a MJ guy in like a old white racist way. You know what I mean? Because there's those guys that like I love MJ. You watch the video, like it's everything about him. He's mystique, and he's just so cool. And you watch the last day, like I just grew up on all the tape of him. Love it. Like I'm just a big fan. And I do think there is something to 6 for 6. There just is. And people get really mad about that. Sure. And a lot of LeBron people get really upset about it. But I don't hate LeBron. A lot of people really hate LeBron. They'll be like, man, fuck LeBron in that fucking school for underprivileged kids and this thing and that thing. And you're like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, he's a great human being. He's the all-time leading scorer. Like, he has all these things. He has a case. And if you say he's the best, I agree with you. But I just like the other guy. So who are you? Are you a LeBron? Or Kobe? I know you're a Kobe fan.
Bryan Scallop. No, I'm playing. The one thing with it, I was debating with my boy James Green, hilarious comic and everything. But we were debating this. He's a little older than me. I think he's got 20 years on me. And we were debating Jordan versus LeBron. But the thing with Jordan going 6 for 6 is that there are teams that LeBron James would have brought to the championship that I think Michael Jordan didn't bring to the championship and everything. And that's my argument for why LeBron James' record isn't as good. LeBron was bringing teams that had no business being in the championship there and everything. Like
I
the
do
first
agree
one.
with that. Dude, he dragged some of those teams.
Yeah,
absolutely. Dragged them. Dragged them all the way there.
You know, people talk about the physicality with like Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, but LeBron James is just a far more physical athlete than Michael Jordan.
I do always hate that. I do hate that narrative. I go MJ over LeBron, and it's by very, very thin. I do hate the narrative that LeBron like couldn't play in the 90s.
He would have. I think LeBron would have been better in the 80s and 90s than he would have been in this generation.
I know. He didn't want to learn how to shoot threes. He did not want to learn how to do that. He did that because he had to.
Yeah, and he's the biggest guy. When he was at Miami, he was like 280 or something.
Dude, that was peptides LeBron.
That was fucking crazy.
Bro. That was steroid LeBron.
There
was
an
insane.
adjustment period when he moved, and I was like, I don't think the doctor was there yet.
No.
I don't think the labs were set up there yet.
Yeah, he just switched on to something else. By the time they figured out a test for whatever he was on, he switched to the next thing. But no, dude, if you watch clips of LeBron in early Miami or even like the first few seasons in Cleveland, just like how quick and fast he jumped, like
crazy.
He's jumping over guys that are like 6'4". He's jumping straight over them.
Yeah.
I don't know. So and it's not to say MJ did similar things too, but I mean LeBron, if he would have played in the 80s and 90s, it actually like probably lent to his game because he was
100%.
He's at the rim guy. His first like 6, honestly, his first 10 years in the league.
Think about hand checking. Michael Jordan hand checking, he was tough. He's massive. He's covering your whole hip and everything. But if LeBron James at 6'9", 280 puts his hand, you're not moving. I think he would have gotten all the defensive players of the year. I think if he was allowed to hit people in the way he wanted to hit people. Like Michael Jordan having to bulk up and everything to beat the bad boy Pistons. Like 19-year-old LeBron James was already pretty big.
You never lifted weights, and he was already like 220. He was like 220, massive.
So I think LeBron James is the better athlete, and he brought more people to the championship.
Sure.
However, as far as like mentality and everything, like if I was gonna sit down and like pick somebody's brain and hear their war stories, I don't know if anybody's gonna be up there with like Michael Jordan other than Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, those are the people I want to listen to.
I love it.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to like both things. I think that's totally fair. I also think I totally agree with the LeBron brought more scrubs to the finals.
Yeah.
There are more
Yeah.
dudes that do not deserve to have a version of their jersey with a finals patch on it because of LeBron than what Michael did. 100%.
Yeah.
I do also think there is something to like even if you're at like a pickup run and you get stuck with some scrubs, right?
Yeah.
If I think I'm the best player in the gym,
Uh-huh.
it don't matter that I'm playing the Monstars.
Yeah.
They're gonna be all geeked up that they beat Darren this week.
Hell yeah.
And I don't want them to have that. And there is something to if you get there, now you got to finish the deal. And I do think that does hurt him a little bit compared to Michael. But dude, going there 10 times is going there 10 times.
Crazy.
So I can't say it's nothing.
Crazy.
But losing them does hurt.
Yeah. Is he about to retire, or did he do that whole thing for an ad?
He did it for a Hennessy ad.
Oh my god.
For a fucking Hennessy ad, dude.
I didn't even think it was. I didn't know it was Hennessy. I thought it was gonna be Amazon or something. And they just dropped
Hennessy,
$10 million on him. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah,
I wonder how much Hennessy dropped on him and everything.
Dude.
For sure.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the LeBron. Have you seen the LeBron Hennessy memes from last year when they had like there was a special edition bottle
Yeah.
where people were drinking the LeBron Hennessy.
I think I saw a couple commercials.
God, dude, it's crazy. Dude, were you on? I don't know if you're like on TikTok and stuff. Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Do you see the songs from last year?
The LeBron like thirst trap songs.
Yeah, dude. Those
I don't even know
they're
they're thirst trap songs. It's just
they're just glazing.
Just glazing songs.
Love them. Sure. I love them. I'm an MJ guy. I still love them.
The little kid. You see the little kids at the talent show singing the LeBron song.
Yes, dude.
LeBron.
Dude, phenomenal.
That'd be crazy.
I genuinely was pissed. I make music. I was genuinely mad when the first one came out and I saw it do like 500,000 streams. I was like,
yeah.
What have I been doing? I was like, I could have been doing this already.
It's wild.
Oh, and it's so good. They're all good.
How do you feel about like the new AI songs coming out?
I hate it. Dude.
You hate it?
I hate it so much.
I understand it. I'm gonna be really sad
like
when people are doing more. So this is the thing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, what do you like about it and what do you dislike about it? We can figure it out.
I think just the knowledge that it's AI and everything bothers me because I don't even like a lot of autotune. I'm gonna be honest. You know,
okay.
Autotune is fire. You know, shout out Katy Perry and whatever. But yeah, I love the idea of somebody being able to go in raw with like you know, brass instruments and drums and everything and guitar and getting it popping.
What kind of music you like? What's your genres you're listening to?
I like J. Cole was probably my favorite rapper ever. When I was a kid, a lot of Eminem and everything.
Hell yeah.
I like Kanye West's music and everything. I like Zach Bryan and Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I only like 2 different country artists, and it's Zach Bryan and Tyler Childers. Which is weird because I feel like if I like those guys, I should, you know, really rock with the genre. But those are the 2 guys. Yeah. A little Sturgill Simpson because I hang out with Cody all the time.
Yeah. You got a little
Cody's
bit.
the biggest Sturgill Simpson fan in the world and everything. But yeah. So Kanye, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Zach Bryan, Tyler Childers. I've gotten into a lot of Miss Lauryn Hill as well.
Oh yeah, good pick there. So how does when what pisses you off then about? Or what has you weary of these AI?
I'm not even super weary about it. I just it's like the 50 Cent song that came out where it sounds like it's like a Motown version and everything like a blues version. I feel like somebody could do that in real life.
Yeah.
So when I see that, I'm like, you know what? Somebody just do that in real life. Somebody out there is like maybe like a Charles Bradley is talented enough to do that rendition and then let him do it and everything. I don't know. With AI, I try not to be super negative about it all and everything. I just wanna watch and see how this is gonna pan.
Yeah, it's kind of sit back a little bit and see what happens. Yeah. I will say the thing I dislike about like a lot of the generative AI stuff is that it has to like AI cannot create anything new. Yeah. It can only take from things that we have already created. Yeah. So like for them to even do that, it's stealing from somebody. Yeah. And so that stuff bothers me. And you hear, you get it somewhat. I'm not looking for it, but it'll be on like my For You page, or someone will send you something of it, and you'll see something, and you're like, oh, this is funny, or this is like interesting that they're able to do Drake in Motown or whatever. And you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. But again, I'm just like, like why? Like you're saying, it would be sick as fuck if I just saw some random kid in their room like playing it on guitar and then doing a weird version of somebody else's song. That would be way cooler.
Absolutely.
You know, so do that. But instead
I'm wondering if it's gonna end up like chess a little bit, where they have like the computers like just doing like a ton of different analysis, and then they study that a whole bunch. Because I was like, as soon as I saw the 50 Cent one, I was like, I hope somebody just does that for themselves. And the way when people are doing chess, they'll figure that out for themselves and everything. But we'll see about it. We'll see about it.
It is weird. So being a J. Cole fan though, I was interested because you said J. Cole and Kendrick. How did you feel about J. Cole in the little situation he got into? Because he was in that beef briefly for a second.
Him dropping out, I think was dope. I feel like,
you think it was dope? Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we need rap beefs and everything. And I think I don't know. Those guys shitting on each other was dope. I saw somewhere where people were talking about like Kendrick Lamar had spent his whole time like building up people and everything, and then his biggest song ever was like trashing Drake.
Yeah.
I still don't know if Drake is a creep. I don't know.
I don't know.
It could just all be like Fugazi.
That was the lamest thing about it for me. Like I'm a big Drake stan too, for sure. So I love Drake, but I love Kendrick's music too, and I love and J. Cole's probably, I would say, like I go like Drake and J. Cole. Like I love both of that. Probably listen to more of their stuff than Kendrick, but I love Kendrick. And that was the thing that did bum me out, is they both threw accusations at each other, and neither one of them really had to, like. I want some receipts, man.
Yeah.
Like even on Drake's side, you can't say that this dude beat up his baby mama if he didn't beat up his baby mama. You can't say that. And then the same thing with Kendrick. I'm like, you cannot say that he is a pedophile if he's not a pedophile. At least in my mind, I'm like, I feel like you can't put that on a platinum song.
Yeah.
if you don't know, you know,
the whole world going.
The whole world
is so crazy.
At the Super Bowl is crazy.
Yeah,
man.
at the Super Bowl is crazy.
It is fucking insane, the whole thing, because. And this maybe this is getting into too much of the lore here, but with the Drake and Kendrick thing, like Drake brought Kendrick and Rocky on tour. Like it was Kendrick's first like big tour, and Drake and Kendrick, I mean, they've had like little like subliminal things over the last couple of years. Yeah. But this all like started or this recently because he offered for him to be on the song with him and J. Cole.
Oh wow.
Big as the Super Bowl, it's just two guys playing shit that they did. That Kendrick's supposed to be on that song.
Whoa.
There's the third Drake. There's a second Drake verse because Kendrick didn't want to be on it.
Whoa! And which song is this?
This is First Person Shooter.
First Person shooter. Okay. So they're beefing over a beat and everything.
No, Drake asked. So Drake and Cole were doing the song, and they wanted
Kendrick on the song.
And that's why in Cole's verse he even says like, "We the big three, like we started the league."
Yeah.
And he's talking about him, Kendrick, and Drake, and it's like, and then Kendrick, I don't know. Kendrick just seemed to me, it just seemed like Kendrick was bitter, a little bitter of Drake.
I hear everybody's kind of bitter over Drake being the biggest one, because Drake, you know, he kind of is. He's bigger than at least was, still is bigger than Kendrick. He's bigger than Kanye. He's bigger than Jay-Z. And I'm not going to say Drake is better than any of those guys.
Yeah, I don't think you have
but
to
he
say
is
that.
bigger and everything. And it's like a lot of it comes down to like the appeal to women and everything. You know, if you can appeal to women, you're going to be way bigger and everything.
Yeah.
So even if Kendrick might have more guys, we're just going to discount women's opinion on music. It's like, nah, he's bigger than you and everything. If you want to be bigger.
Also, like, people do different things. Like, fucking Kendrick's music is awesome. But there's not a lot of it that I want to listen to when we're chilling. Like when we're just chilling, vibing with girls, maybe, you know, or we're at the club. There's not a, he doesn't drink. Kendrick can't make no Kia. You know? I wouldn't want to hear that.
No,
you know?
neither would I. Neither would I.
You know, and there's stuff that Drake can't do for Kendrick either. But I do think like the versatility is why he's so big. But it's just interesting. Exactly. It's like, would you ever like, you're in comedy, you're on the come up, you're doing lots of great things. I'm sure there's people that you maybe already cross paths with or will cross paths with that you'll collaborate and do things whatever, and maybe there'll be times where they're going to be much higher than you and you'll be much higher than them. If like, what would it take for you to be like mad at, I guess, hate somebody in the same thing as you?
I'm to quote Brooke Whitehead, I'm of the church of no hate and everything. Yeah. I love seeing other people succeed, and I love learning from it and everything more than anything. Honestly, my mind has been blown by the amount of haters like within comedy.
I'm sure there's gotta be tons.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like the case in other industries, because I feel like I didn't see that when I was like playing basketball. You know, maybe I did.
It does have. I will say I have seen it a little bit.
Yeah, are there a lot of people that I don't know.
It's less so because there's I
it's
think
more
it's
objective.
Yeah, because it's harder in the art, because I'm in music too. That there's plenty of it in music, and there's plenty of it in comedy, especially from like what I've heard and getting to know lots of comedians. It's less so. There's it still exists in sports because it's like, man, I think I'm better than that. But at the end of the day, when we go out and hoop, if I had 30, I had 30.
Exactly.
You can't say you're better, and that's the difference. There isn't that in comedy or in arts.
Tough. Which is so tough and everything, you know?
Because it's like, especially now with social media, and so much stuff is subjective. And now if you're really, because some people, we were talking about this a few weeks ago with Ray Roberts, some people can be really good at the game of like the social media thing and getting good clips and doing their crowd work or whatever. And so they might sell some more tickets to you, and they might go, well, that's the objective, whatever. And I would go, we can't say that makes you funny or less funny.
Right.
It just means you sold more tickets, which is its own thing. And you could tell me I sell way more tickets than you. If that makes you feel better, okay. But those are two different things.
Exactly. And I feel like people should, one, acknowledge that, and then two, kind of like accept that like the reality of it is like the people who sell more tickets are the people who are good at selling more tickets and everything, you know? And it's just like
that's what it
a
is.
very basic thing. And it's like, yeah, you believe, oh, it's like, it's all about, you know, how funny you are and everything. But there are like hilarious people that just don't sell tickets and everything. And they got to figure out why they're not selling tickets and then pivot. Because if you're hilarious, you should bring your art form out to the world, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
If you don't want to do that other stuff, you don't got to do that.
You don't
other
have
stuff.
to, but also then you can't hate those people because they sell more tickets than you.
Exactly.
And vice versa, those people that sell lots of tickets and feel like they don't get credit in the community or within the arts or whatever. It's like, well, what can you take from those people that you think are actually funny?
Yes. Yeah. And this is my first time actually being in anything really artistic and everything. I did do musical theater for like a little bit, but that wasn't like serious. That was like a small school being like, we need bodies. Like, I can be a tree. You know
I can be the tree in the back. There we go.
It was fun. That was just me like grabbing a bunch of athletes and everything. Just like, come on, this will be fun. And that was
you had your own real life High School Musical
situation
going on.
If Troy could not sing.
They just had Troy in the back. He's holding the lights. Yeah.
If he was an okay basketball player and really bad at musical theater, yes, I was Troy for sure.
Excellent.
But yeah, I think one thing that I've noticed is that people have a hard time accepting that audiences have different taste and everything. You know, they go like, oh, this person is trash, and then in the clip they're murdering, and it's like, well, that's just what those people are into. I've seen people. This is the one that blew my mind the most was hate of Kevin Hart. I was like, holy shit. When I came here, I had no idea how many comedians were going to be shitting on Kevin Hart of all people.
Really? Wow.
I think he makes like over $1 million per show and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. And then how many times does he tour? Like, how many shows is he doing?
He is a bag chaser.
You know what I
see
mean?
him on every commercial.
Yeah.
He's
all
about his
the
money.
TV shows and everything. So it's like, it's just wild to me. They're like, oh, he's so trash, and he shouldn't be this. And I'm like, you can't say he shouldn't be something, because when he goes into those rooms, he is murdering and everything, you know? And he is getting people to come into the room. So, yeah, I've heard people talk all the trash.
I also see that the thing that I think about it that's interesting, too, when people get really upset about, because I think it's fine to be, like, protective of this thing that you hold dear, and if you're very, if you, you know, take it the art form very seriously, to be, like, a little cautious of somebody that maybe is... They're selling lots of tickets, but they're doing it through interesting ways that maybe aren't like the traditional routes, whatever. I think it's fine to be protective of that and to be a little cautious. What I think is a little weird and honestly short-sighted, in my opinion, is like if somebody is just got really good at playing this game, and maybe you don't believe that they're as funny as you guys are, or this other person is, and you should be in that spot that they're in. I would just use it as like, well, they're bringing more people into the sport that I like, right? It's like this. It's like the kid or the cat's trying to like hurt Caitlin Clark, right? That's stupid as fuck.
Crazy.
Don't hurt Caitlin Clark.
Crazy.
She's gonna get more people to your games. You're gonna make more money.
Less money if you hurt Caitlin.
That's what I'm saying.
It's so wild.
Let's not do that. And the same thing was like, why would I tear this person down? They're gonna bring more and more people interested in comedy, which is eventually gonna even if I stay the same and I never play the game as good as this person. I'm going to see a residual effect from that. The more people that get into comedy and go see live shows, the more people that are in the pool for you, you know?
I've been making this argument the entire time I've been in here. I could not agree with you more. one of the most polarizing figures like in comedy is Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh,
and
sure,
yeah. And I knew this guy was talking a lot of shit about Tony Hinchcliffe.
Okay.
When he got the chance to open for Tony Hinchcliffe, he took that fucking chance and everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw him at a different show, and the producer had brought him on to do that show specifically because he saw him at a Kill Tony show or like a Tony Hinchcliffe show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like he just got more opportunities from that and everything, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not defending Kevin Hart or Tony Hinchcliffe or however they promote themselves, but I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
The more eyes we get into comedy, the better. You know?
Yeah, and my thing is too, you can have valid criticism of these people. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Tony Hinchcliffe per se, but like his Kill Tony shit, it crushes, and that has put on how many comedians. The same way, like, I might not be the biggest fan of Rogan. But what he's done for comedy, he's the fucking mothership. People love that thing.
He's exploded the industry.
Yeah, so it's like,
I bet there are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that are watching comedy now. Yeah. And they probably wouldn't have if they didn't get into the Kill Tony podcast or the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, dude, how many, there had to have been somebody when, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson is on Joe Rogan that maybe never went to a comedy show in their life. But that was their, like, oh, I'm going to watch this because I know Neil.
Absolutely.
And they watch this episode, and then maybe a little funny happens. And then they're just like, oh, they happen to watch the next episode, and Theo Von was on.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that guy's pretty funny. Maybe I like comedy.
Could be. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. But, like, yeah, so I totally am with you there. Like, I think it's fine. People play the game. Do both.
Yeah.
Do both. And like you said, learn from if you're feeling insecure that this person sells more tickets than you.
Yeah.
Because I had an artist, I had done a show a little over a year ago, and I had gotten the opportunity. It was at a bigger venue because I was leveraging my social media stuff that I had done.
Yeah.
And so like this person has been in the city for a while. They've been doing lots of open mics, lots of like little shows, like guest spots, whatever. Yeah. And they like called me up like, how the fuck did you get this show? Like I like almost like mad a little bit, and I was like, "Yo, man!" Like I was, and I explained it to him like I did this X, Y, and Z. I fronted. I showed him I could sell this many tickets. And da 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 da. And he was just like, "I just don't understand, man. I've been in the city for 6 years and doing this. And I'm like, well, it says nothing about you that I'm getting this. First off, it says nothing about you. Also, it's just a different thing. Like it's just a different thing. We're focused on if you go, I want to be amazing at this thing at stand up. Yeah, I'm gonna go hit 12 open mics every fucking week, or however many open mics every week. That helps you. If I decide I'm maybe going to hit one or two less open mics than you, but I'm going to edit clips of myself, that also helps me. We're just playing different.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it adds to it. SNL is another great example. Comics love shitting on improv and everything. But a lot of people watch SNL and get into stand-up. Obviously, they're two different things, but that's just another one to like add to it.
And a lot of those people, dude, I do think comedians sometimes can be a little harsh on like the mainstream comics. Yeah, some of it sucks, but also think of the limitations of like coming up with 5 skits.
Absolutely.
In 6 days.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's having to do it live.
Like, that's absolutely crazy.
And it's and like half of them, like half of those skits have to be like current event related. Like that that sounds miserable to do. Yeah. That sounds hard to do. I'm told
it is miserable and everything, for sure.
I'm sure. So it's like I do think we're a little harsh on them. Like and sometimes they do hit. And you're like, wow, that's insane. If they catch one good sketch a year, I think that's a success.
I think so too.
That's insane to do.
I'm right there with you. I'm intrigued.
What's the most? We'll pivot a little bit from the comedy. Maybe we'll probably get into some comedy with this. What's the most recent argument you got into with a friend or a family member?
A most recent.
Maybe a good argument you got into where you felt.
A friend or a family member. Oh my god.
Because I only say I fight with a lot of people. I feel like I can be. I don't think I'm argumentative, but if people start saying something that just doesn't add up, I'm not good at being that person. Like I'm not the friend you go to just dump like if you're cheating on your girlfriend or something and you want to be like, man, she thinks I'm cheating and she thinks da 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 da. I'm gonna be like, maybe like I'm not good at like just letting you say some wild shit. I will have to ask some follow-up questions. So that gets me into some arguments sometimes. But
well, that's valid. Because I do love listening, and I've been constantly playing that game of trying to understand when I should be listening / when I should be giving advice, and that's why I like having a very diverse group of friends and everything, because everybody handles shit in very different ways, and everybody has very different inclinations toward things. I cannot remember the last argument.
What's the have you guys ever get in a spirited debate in the comedy scene? Maybe you guys are getting ready for an open mic and something current events got to be going on. People are, Kirk's getting smoked and people. Do comedians ever get after it at each other? Are you guys ever like?
Yeah. No, comedians debate hard about stuff and everything. I'm trying to think. What is
what's been going? I don't even know what's going on lately. Honestly, I've had personal shit going on, so I've been unplugged a little bit the last couple of weeks. But I feel like the news cycle is a little slower right now. I hope it feels like it. Maybe is it? I don't know.
Oh, like within the comedy scene?
Yeah. There's no submarine going down right now that everyone needs to have a take on. So that's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like scene stuff. I'll be honest. It's not even like if it's avoiding, it's neglect. I think it neglect a lot of the drama and everything.
Sure. I'm not saying interpersonal shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
Like like when there'll be a big thing that happens, and then every open mic that week. That's what we're talking. Trump gets shot.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Everybody that whole week, everyone's got to do their ear joke.
Yeah. Trump.
Is there anything going on recently? I don't. I feel like no. It's Halloween. That's about it.
I think I haven't heard a 9/11 joke in a full week, which is cool.
That is good. Oh yeah.
People like working those for a while and everything. Different. I don't know.
Is there something you wouldn't joke about? Is there ever something you wouldn't joke about?
So no, I try to joke about everything. Politics is the hardest thing I think to joke about for me and everything, and I think it's because it's a part. I joke in front of like the most diverse possible crowd. I think this is something a lot of comics fuck up on, is they try and go in front of one crowd all the time and everything. I knew a guy, he's been doing comedy for like 3.5 years, and he's never done a black show before. I'm like, that's great. We're in Milwaukee.
It's a little racist.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
How can you not find one?
Exactly.
They're around.
He just didn't want to go to any of the black rooms or head up any black producers.
A somewhat conscious decision on his part.
It is. No, it actually is. It is a conscious
wow.
decision and everything, And I feel like if he was maybe offered, he would. I don't even know if he would take it. But yeah. So it's tough doing politics because, but I love digging into everything. Caitlin Clark is so fucking controversial. You mentioned Caitlin Clark in front of like a mainstream like white crowd and everything versus a black crowd, insanely different reactions. And that's just I love it. This is just a part of the science that I like going into because you make a gay joke and everything. I have lots of gay jokes. I did musical theater for a while.
Oh yeah,
everything.
You got it.
And gay jokes. Well, gay jokes in front of Mexican crowds versus black crowds versus white crowds get taken very different.
Yeah.
Which is a part of the fact you've been hooping. You understand?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So So yeah, I like to joke about literally everything, and I like to figure out how it works with different groups of people because I can't hang out with everybody all of the time. So I'm constantly just learning about different peoples and different cultures and trying to like hang out with different folks. So yeah, there's nothing I will not joke about and everything.
Good.
There are just things that are more challenging to joke about because I am going to do, I have 4 shows this week and everything. Those are all going to be fairly different crowds and everything, you know? And so yeah, that finding jokes and like finding an angle where I can drive my point home with all these different crowds is difficult. And I feel like it's slowed. I shouldn't say it's slowed development. It's like instead of going up like this and everything, I feel like it's evenly dispersed and I'm going up like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it's like the difference in especially like there's people that when they even in podcasting or something, right? They like niche down. Like we're gonna make a filmmaker's podcast, right? And so they're gonna go like this way faster than someone like me who talks to different people every week is gonna go. But hopefully, at least in my case, it's like the reach, if and when that tipping point happens for me, will be much larger because I'm not just talking to filmmakers.
And I love that. I love that. Your podcast hits a bunch of the stuff that I'm interested. Actually, all the stuff that I'm interested in.
Sure.
The 4 things you mentioned, everything. I was like, oh yeah, this is the podcast for me.
Yeah.
But yeah. I like the diversity in the topics that you're hitting, and that's what I would.
And it's the same thing when if you're doing stand up, right? It's like you could be like this other guy and go, I'm gonna find an audience and I'm gonna try to milk that cry, and that person is probably gonna get for those rooms more opportunities quicker. Like they're going to accelerate faster, but their ceiling will be lower, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you can't speak to everybody, you're never going to be, and not that everyone wants to be, but you're not going to be doing those Kevin Hart numbers. You're not going to have a stadium, because you're not you're not stadium level relatable.
Exactly, and you don't get those reps because I will, like, within a month do a couple Mexican shows and a couple black shows, a couple gay shows, a couple white shows, and everything. I'll do like shows where it's like, you know, very liberal or very conservative. And because I'm open to doing every kind of room and everything, my schedule does fill up. And I think that is like one of the reasons I've been able to like improve my skills. Like kind of at the speed I have and everything.
Because you're working a bunch. You're getting lots of shots up.
Exactly.
That's it.
And, you know, I'll fuck up, you know.
Sure, yeah.
I'll fuck up bad because I was like, oh, this was not what I was supposed to say in this room. But then I'll learn from it and everything. I'll get to meet those people, and that has been the most fun. I get to meet so many different kinds of wild people, bro.
I was gonna say, has there ever been one where, like, what's if there's any that in recent memory where like you maybe said something and as it slipped through your mouth you went, oh no, not in this room.
My old intro, I talked about a bouncer grabbing me, and like this tag I have, like as the laughs are rolling, I'll go like, I came a little and everything, right? And it does well, but then I forgot to cut that out at a show where I was not supposed to say anything yet and everything. And but it's the debate. I asked a very funny Chicago comic, this dude Kai Harrell and everything. Okay. And I was asking his advice bouncing from like black dude, black rooms to white rooms, and his advice was to like for specifically black rooms was to like dig in deeper. Like he had said like some joke and everything, and somebody in the audience went, hell nah, and he went, hell yeah, and everything just kept going. Harder, and I was like, I like that. So I want to do it all, but it's hard to tell because I you know, with my friends growing up, I had the most fucked up sense of humor and everything, as you do, Xbox Live and everything.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I've adjusted to now. I could do 20 minutes in front of like senior citizens in rural Wisconsin, and it'll be going great. But then I have a buddy of mine in Chicago, and he's a motherfucker, dog. Saying the joke I was telling you about before. Yeah. And I'm
crazy.
Like, I remember watching when it was said, I was like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, this is my sense of humor and everything. But yeah, no, finding like an overlap because you know, I'm always gonna be out there. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna like feel like really normal in any type of situation. So it's like just finding the overlap. I think is maybe the thing I love the most about comedy.
Yeah, I think finding that balance of like how can you bring that 12-year-old self that found all those things funny in the Xbox Live. How can I bring that on stage and now 100%. Put it through whatever filter I need to put it through to make it work in this crowd and then this crowd.
Exactly.
It's kind of like people get really mad. This is something that I see online a lot is people get really upset at the idea of like code switching.
Yeah.
Have you heard this?
Absolutely.
Where like a lot of white dudes get busted for this online, right? Where they talk, you're in here, and then all of a sudden I'd have a black accent and I'm saying crazy shit. And then my white friends go, I'm enunciating perfectly, whatever. There's a lot of people that do that, and vice versa. It's not just white people. A lot of people do that in general. But I do think like we got to be a little less harsh on code switching. You have a black accent, that's wild. That's wild. That's a little wild. But if you're like how you speak to your parents versus how you speak with your friends, that's a code 100%. Switch. That's a code switch.
100%.
How you speak to your teacher versus how you speak to your boss is a different code. Like those are, and so I think in the same thing, like in comedy, if how I speak to this room by just knowing the space I'm stepping into versus this other room, of course I'm gonna maybe have to code switch, but hopefully I can still be me.
Absolutely.
Right? It's still me. It's still the source code 100%. Is still me. I'm just going this route.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's you know, I don't know, because I do think where it becomes an issue is when people literally, again, there's a couple TikTok creators. This is one dude who's a great hooper, but he talks great. I think you might know who he is. This guy, you've probably seen videos of him. I can't remember his name. Dude, he'll have the bandanas on, the chain. He's talking great. Like if you close your eyes and then you're like that is not what you look like, dude. And then he's with his like white suburban family and he's so particular. I mean, he's got the scarf on, he's apple picking, he's got the pumpkin spice. I'm like, all right, dude, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
And I'm not saying you can't do both, but you cannot be talking that way. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. So that's sort of how I feel like with the rooms and everything. As long as it's the source of it is you, it's okay. You're gonna shake hands differently with different people.
Bro, I've had like legitimately like killer motherfuckers having the exact same take that you do.
Really?
And
Okay.
yeah, they're exactly with you. Like if you're in a different room, you speak in a different way and everything. You know what I mean? You just you meet people at where they are and everything.
I mean, if you're in a room full of comics tonight, you're going to Bremen after this.
Absolutely.
Right? If tomorrow you're in a fucking board meeting and some CEO's like, hey, Bryan, we want to give you a special.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be speaking a little different. Like, we're probably not going to be talking the same way. You know what I mean? Like, and that's fine.
And it is fine. I think one thing that I do.
Oh, let me switch this.
Gotcha.
Sorry. That happens sometimes. You keep going.
Got you. The one thing about that though is that I will not. Yeah. That being said, I've had great comics and everything tell me that's so crazy.
Sorry, it just rose up on us. That's okay.
I got this on my fucking on my face and everything. Out of nowhere, I never get fucking pimples and everything. I get one before I do a podcast.
Before we do the pod.
Yeah.
Dude, trust
me. But I try to avoid it almost completely, and it's stretched me in a way because I'm like I don't know how the fuck. Because you want people to like meet you where you're at and build this camaraderie with people and everything. So my strategy so far has just been to write more jokes and everything. I'm just writing more and more, and I might have a different set, but I'm like I don't want to change how I speak. Like I said, great comics have told me, yo, you meet people at where they at and blah blah blah. But I'm like I don't want to. You know what I mean? I just don't want to. And I think that's contributed to some bombs, but I think it's a part of the fun.
But I also, know what I would argue is I do think you're gonna find the part of you. We're all not like everybody's different, but there's also 100%. So many similarities in everybody. So you're gonna find, even doing it that way, the parts of you that also resonate with those other people.
Exactly.
So even if you're not getting it right now, if you bomb because you're like, hey, I refuse to change, whatever, it's just going to force you to keep writing more jokes, and you're going to find what does resonate with those people.
100%.
That is also, because we all have overlap.
100%. Yeah.
There's people that have done insane gangbanging that I have the same thoughts on. We probably both jerked off of the same video before. Exactly. You know what I mean? We got the same interests. It'll happen. 100%. You'll find a crossover.
So 100%, and exactly that's what I keep on doing. But I do like tying it in because I will have like dating jokes, like dating app jokes that work with the oldest possible audience. They've been married for 40 years before dating app even happened. I have gay jokes that do work in front of black crowds and everything. I can do fucking I don't even know what. Mexican audiences are the best audiences and everything.
Are they? Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And I don't know why they're chill laughing at everything, but it's been so much fun. I love doing Mexican shows for sure. I love doing all types of shows, but it's like I can go in there and just say some wild stuff, and it'll be a blast. But but So I like making the stuff that should not work and everything. There's a dope Anthony Jeselnik quote that I loved where he was saying how like good comics kind of joke about the things they think other people will find funny, and great comics. You heard this quote before?
Great comics joke about what they think is funny.
Exactly.
And I make it funny enough that you will buy into that.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're doing. I think that's beautiful, dude.
Which and I want to do more of that and everything. Which is why I'm always so antsy about like every single day. It's like if I do work on the thing, and then it does get better, and then when I pop it out on stage, it's like it's right there. It's just. I did the Cleveland Comedy Festival like 2 weeks ago at this point.
Oh hell yeah!
And it was so much fun, dog.
I bet.
Shout out
Congrats.
Cleveland.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, it was one of those times where I was just like, I could pivot into this and that with all these different crowds, and I felt like so thankful that I had done all these different types of rooms, and I had went through all that, because then it was just, I don't want to keep doing stuff where it's easy, because then I feel like it gets you soft. I think it's one of the things about people don't want to do bad rooms. I think bad rooms are important because when you have a joke that's just tight and really good, you won't hear any of the cracks. You won't feel any of the cracks when you're going up against an easy crowd, because people are just gonna, if it's like a really settled joke, then everybody's gonna laugh all the way through. You need a bad crowd where you're like, ooh, they didn't really laugh right here. They didn't really laugh right here. Let me see if I can tweak that. And then, yeah, because some people will get crazy egos about killing in the easiest crowds and everything, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, nah, and then they blame the crowd. It's like, nah. So I like bad crowds.
Yeah. I could see that being an issue in comedy. Like, I could see, it's got to be of the arts, man. I mean, it's kind of insane, especially like a touring comic, dude, to think like you show up, you don't even have to bring anything with you.
Yeah.
Like I've like done shows as a musician, right? And I have to bring like fucking drum set and fucking guitars and all this shit, amps and everything. Dude, you are commanding a room.
Yeah.
Just you. The venue already has a mic in most cases. Like you just show up as you, and that is enough to put those people in those seats.
Yes.
So I totally get why people get the ego that they get.
Of course.
But you got to check yourself, and you got to.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing, because there's already going to be a line of narcissism within comedy in general because of what exactly you just said.
Yeah.
You have to be the person that's like, yeah, you should find what I say funny.
Yeah,
you know?
Everybody should listen to me for the next 30 minutes.
And I should be the center of attention. I need the light on me. Shut the fuck. You know, just keep
exactly.
on. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
You can say whatever you want. Yeah.
I've been cussing like crazy. I was like, I might have to chill out. But yeah, I completely agree. It's just crazy egos like real early on and everything. And I
think, weird.
Yeah, I think it's a part of why people might not do as much stuff early on. You know, I had a friend of mine, they did well at this open mic, and then we were on the phone like the next day, and they were like, I don't need to go this next one, I killed it yesterday. And I was like, what? You know what I mean?
Whoa.
I don't know if people look at it like
I do think more people need to come from sports then.
Exactly.
That'd be like you telling me, well, dude, I was 10 for 10 from the line yesterday. I don't gotta work on free throws anymore. Like I'd be like, hey, dipshit, we got a game in a couple weeks. You're gonna miss those free throws if you don't get some up today.
100%.
Come on, man.
And the more you do it, it's like when people like maybe don't want to, you know, go out when they're like going out to perform when they're tired. It's like that is endurance and everything in its own way.
And also, do you not enjoy it?
That's the thing. I think a lot of people don't enjoy a lot of the shitty parts of comedy.
Like the work of it.
Exactly.
They don't. I would argue they don't really love comedy. I mean, maybe they love it as an enjoyer of it, but they more so love the idea of like what it looks like at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Because what it looks like at the end is you're that guy who everybody is like talking about, and you can get on stage and you're just killing, and you get all these connections, and you get to travel and this and that. So I think a lot of people are in love with the idea of being a successful comic, but maybe not in love with the idea of just writing out a new joke and making it work and trying it out here and there.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's the same thing with like, playing basketball my whole life, right? You see the world through one thing, then you can apply it to everything. But it's like, there's tons of guys that were so talented, so crazy good that I've played with over the years that never, they don't even really, I would argue they don't even really love basketball. Yeah. They just like the frosting and the sprinkles on top. They don't like the cake of it because they're not in there with me getting 800 shots up.
Right.
They're not doing that every day. Exactly. They're like, nah, I'm gonna come in every couple months. I'm gonna do that. Like they take the whole off season, doing nothing, partying, drinking, smoking, whatever, and then they try to get in shape 2 weeks before the season, and they wonder why the jumpers broke halfway through, or they get a slump.
Exactly.
Dude, when I was playing in college, and somebody would tell me they were in a shooting slump. I'm like, what the fuck is a shooting slump? What is a shooting slump, bro?
Right.
Because I worked my shooting slump up out at 6 a.m. today. When I was getting up my shots and I missed 6, 7 in a row.
Exactly.
Because I'm shooting every day. And the same thing if you're writing jokes, like if you're writing jokes all the time or you're going and doing and bombing, even if you're just bombing all the time.
Exactly.
I don't know. That makes me sad that people are like that. And I know that too, musicians and stuff too, and with hoopers. It's like I just don't think you enjoy the real thing. And if you think about like how many people will tell you that they love birthday cake and they really just eat the frosting all the time. And it's like, hey dude, that's not life though.
Exactly.
You can't just eat the frosting in this comedy thing.
And it's the foundation of it. And I think that's what a lot of like bad shows are in a sense. It's like if somebody is a jumper, and you know there's a difference between a jumper that works when you're playing like competitive higher level basketball and one that works when you're just tossing it up and everything. It should be tighter. You know, you should catch it in a certain way and get it there. And I think that's what a lot of times like tougher, tighter audiences get you.
Force you,
It's like, you better have it tight. It better be a catch, pop.
The same tick up. We're not gonna just let you walk up and shoot a three, right?
We're not just gonna let you walk up and shoot. Exactly.
It's like, I can hit those. Everybody can hit those. But it's like, no, now somebody's guarding. Somebody's playing for 3 minutes now. This is the only 3 minutes they're gonna get in, and they want to make sure you do not fucking score.
100%.
That's what a tighter audience is, because those people are there. Like again, maybe they're not super big into comedy. Maybe they're just people people. Some people just hold that laugh back.
100%.
You gotta earn that shit.
Yeah. Some people don't want to laugh. Some people are like, yeah, make me laugh. And everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is crazy.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
it's
do
a good
like
challenge.
that.
Yeah.
Comedy on State, the club in Madison, that's frosting. That is the easiest, most wonderful, beautiful place. You can get in there and it'll just smash and everything, you know?
Yeah.
And then, some people will do that and they'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm that person. It's like, no. Go to like a basement that smells like throw up in Chicago in front of a bunch of comics that are just worried about looking at their notes. Try and make those
fuckers laugh.
Exactly.
And look up.
Yeah. And that's that's the fun part of like damn, am I about to get myself in trouble? I'm thinking.
Get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I'll say it like this. It is worth it to do all the extra work. And it is fun to do all that because, I'm going to chill out. Yeah, I'm going to chill out.
Okay, all right. I don't want to get you in trouble. You were going to the mic after that. Yeah. Okay, we'll pivot. This will be our last thing today I want to get to. What's something people make fun of you for? Some of your friends or comics?
I love people making fun of me for everything, dog. I got forehead, a hairline. I got my accent and everything. I got a Walla Walla accent.
Oh,
and everything.
All right. Yeah.
I was hanging out with some. I don't sound like I'm from Milwaukee in a lot of ways and everything, so that's fun. Being from like a small little country town and everything.
What about when you were hooping? What did people talk shit to you about? Did people ever trash talk you?
Oh man, I love talking shit in basketball so much. That was so much fun. I was always a very positive trash talker.
Oh yeah.
And everything. Yeah. Somebody would miss a shot. I'd be like, hey, better luck next time, man. Good try.
Oh,
yeah.
Super polite.
A lot of like, hey, good try, man. Good try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you got it. You know, I'd be guarding somebody and everything. I don't know what people would talk shit for basketball. It's just the basics, you know.
Yeah.
If I missed a shot, they'd be like, he can't shoot.
I guess that's
somebody
fair.
got past me. They'd be like, oh, you can't drill. What would people talk?
I'm white, so I get a lot, and I've got a in the last 4 or 5 years, I've had a man bun, so I get a lot. But I love it because I'm usually the best guy in the gym. So, and it takes them a few possessions to learn that. So.
Isn't this like the new golden age of white basketball player though?
It is kind of.
You know what?
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic has been. I was thinking about this earlier. Like he's been the best basketball player in the world. For
like
a while.
6 years.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. Yeah, and I mean, if you look at, if you don't count his defense, like Luka Doncic is one of the best players in the fucking world too, dude. Like
of all time,
crazy scoring.
What percentage? Like, if you had to do the best white basketball team of all time, how many of them?
What's going on here? Just click. Here, I'm gonna do this. Sorry, we're freezing.
You Gucci.
This thing is busted today. What's going on?
All part of the fun.
Gotta talk to Impulse. Gotta call my guys.
Is that the?
That's the camera peeps.
Got you. Hardware or software?
They do hardware stuff.
Got you.
But I've been waiting to upgrade these. It's just this one camera is just a little jacked right now. Okay, we're talking white.
Best white basketball players ever. If you were coming up with the starting five, right? How many of those guys are playing right now?
Probably all of them, dude.
I wonder. Well, no,
I'll give Larry
3 MVPs.
Yeah. I give Larry because Larry is a dog.
Yeah.
I love my favorite. My favorite thing is when they do like, they play "I'm a Boss" by Meek Mill, and it'll be like highlights of random players, and they'll always do like Larry Bird, and every comment will be like something like slightly racist, and it'll be Larry Bird probably as like a quote. It'll just be something so fucked, and so that guy's pretty insane. I think he would be great in any era.
Yeah, point guard too though. That's from back in the day.
Yeah.
Best white point guard of all time isn't playing right now.
Pistol Pete. Or who are you talking about? John Stockton?
Yeah, I was thinking Nash or Stockton.
Oh, Nash, yeah. Nash.
Yeah, the MVP over Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq's not happy.
And Nash invented it's crazy, like the more you like get into like higher levels of basketball, especially if you watch now, like a lot of like, when you watch the tournament, and anybody who's maybe just a casual viewer of like the NCAA tournament, watch how many shots are people driving baseline, taking one extra dribble to get around to the other side, and then either dumping off to the opposite side post or dropping it into your drop. That's Steve Nash. He invented that basically, which is such a simple, stupid move. You just drive baseline, and what guys would do normally is they would just kick, or they would try to throw something up, and he would take one extra dribble. And that got him an MVP over Shaq. And it fucking crushed people.
It's pretty lit.
He's
I think
amazing.
he got that from Bob Cousy. I think Bob Cousy was doing that in the 50s and everything.
I'm sure. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think now, right now, probably most of them though. Like Jokic. I mean, Jokic is there. He's the 5. You got Bird at the 2. Is it 3 or 2? He's a 3.
Yeah, he was a small forward, power forward.
Okay, so
3
yeah,
or
so
4.
we'll have a 3. We'll have a 3. I don't who else right now.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk is 4. Yeah, we put Dirk at the 4. Amazing.
Greatest title run maybe ever, dog.
Yeah, definitely one of the most cinematic.
If Allen Iverson would have won, if he would have beat the Lakers and everything, that would have been the greatest of all time. But Dirk Nowitzki finished the deal.
Or dude, I think if the Halliburton would have got it done this year, it would have been up there.
Dude. Okay.
Just because of how not because of the teams they beat.
Yeah.
But of how they won.
Okay, what? Just the
what? I mean, dude, buzzer beater, and then they. I mean, two like back-to-back game 7s, in 2 different series. If he doesn't tear his shit and they win that,
that would have been valid.
I mean, it would have been valid. I don't know if it's as cool as if Iverson would have won, but it definitely. I mean, that was crazy. I was rooting against them every series, and they just kept winning. And
of course, they dogged us, which is tough. I don't know. I do feel better about it knowing that they probably would have won the championship, the team that beat us and everything. Because
that did look rough.
We'll get it eventually. Our Brewers are pretty goddamn good this year.
Yeah, they choked that up though. I mean,
it's tough.
Ohtani might be the best baseball player of all time.
That's what my brother was just telling me.
So I don't really follow baseball that much, but I did watch at work the game, and I was like, this. Yeah. I don't even. I get baseball, like I understand how you play it, but I don't understand like the intricacies of it the way I would like watching an NBA game. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, yeah, whatever's going on right here, everything he's doing makes sense, and it's kind of blowing my mind.
It's dope. We have another GOAT that we get to witness.
Dude, it's crazy. So yeah, I can't really be mad that we lost to him, but yeah, they're probably gonna win another World Series back to back.
Bit of a gambler too. Your boy Drake's a bit of a gambler too.
He is.
You ever seen?
I dislike that. I dislike that.
I think gambling is just bad in general. I don't want to ruin your steak.
No, my sponsorship. Trust me. Yeah, I can't stand it, dude. It pisses me off how much it's. And now with like the sports betting on everything.
Yeah, I had little cousins who got addicted to gambling like early on.
Whoa.
I sent them like this video explaining how bad it was, and I was like, "You guys think you guys could take like a week off right now?" And they're like, we're trying right now. They were already doing like a week off.
They're trying to get sober.
Yeah, trying to get sober. I was like, oh my God. The average credit score of like men in America has gone down in line with the increase in the popularity of gambling.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't stand it. I enjoy sports, right? And I recently got back. I wasn't watching I'm a Bears fan. Like I'm all like Chicago sports stuff. I still root for Milwaukee teams, whatever. But like I'm all Chicago sports, and so they sucked for so long. I kind of tuned them out. I was playing in college, so I wasn't paying as much attention. And the Bears have sucked for so long. But I recently got back into the NFL, like the last like 2 years. And I'll be in a room, like if I'm watching the game with my boys. Everybody, I mean, fantasy's bad enough. Guys that have like 11 fantasy teams.
Right.
Now they have their 11 fantasy teams, and then they have like their 12-leg parlay.
Crazy.
That they thought was going to hit.
Crazy.
I'm like, dude, like you needed somebody's shoelace to be untied in the third quarter. Why did you add that? You could have made some money here. Like I'm like, you guys are actually idiots.
And you could have. But this is the thing. Did you know that when you do well, they kick you off of the apps?
Yeah.
And it's legal? That's so crazy.
It's the same with casinos. Yeah. If you win in a casino, they just ban you.
Dana White's banned from like a ton of different casinos and everything just because he's that good of a gambler. Yeah. I had a buddy of mine, and he just he's such a wild guy. He got kicked off of a gambling app. He paid his way through college by like selling weed and stuff and everything. Yeah, he's just he has his vices, and he has total control over it and everything. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's
he
wild
can operate in the madness.
Yeah, he can operate in the madness so well. I won't say anything else about him, so I don't.
Sure. This isn't Vlad TV. Yeah, I'm not trying to get you.
But yeah, they kicked him off of like a gambling app, and he was like, oh, this is such bullshit. Blah 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 blah. Turns out that's just what they do. Another crazy thing is they'll give you like rewards at some of the apps, like different like little coupons, and they'll give that to you especially if you log on in the middle of the night, because they think you're addicted and everything. And people have found out about that, so they'll log on in the middle of the night and then just go back to sleep. And they'll get the extra coupons, and it's like, yo, this is.
No, it's genuinely sinister. It really is. It's fucking crazy, dude. They'll like give you all these promos. Like if you lost a bunch recently and you like go to delete the app, dude. You get an email. You'll get an email with a discount code. They're like, hey, we're gonna give you $50 free to go bet on some stuff.
Yeah.
Where did
it's so crazy.
If they can give you free $50, they're making too much money and they're doing insane shit. We need to stop them. We need to stop them. I can't stand. I'm so.
Yeah.
If you want to get, dude, I have never gambled really. I think the only thing I've ever done like I put money on myself, like in a game, like people talk shit. And I'm like, all right, let's put $100 on it then.
Yeah,
I'll do that, even if it's something I'm not that good at, because at least I can control it. If you're like, oh,
Right.
we're bowling, like I suck dick at bowling, but if you're like, hey, let's put $20 on this, do it. Like
It's
I control what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not putting $20 on some dude with a different last name than me running around a field. I don't know.
Of course.
I don't know. It pisses me off, dude. I know the guy. I know one of the gentlemen that helped set up the sport book at Potawatomi. Like he literally gets hired by different tribes to come in and build out their sports book.
Holy shit.
So like that whole wing of that hotel, like that part of that floor where that all exists, like he created that. He runs the sports book, so he creates all the odds and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and he was describing it to me, and I was just like, It's interesting because I'm like, this is such a crazy world. I want to hear more about it. Yeah. But there's a part of me in the back of my mind that's just like dying inside. Like this is so terrible that this is what you do.
I feel you for sure. He's a bit of a drug dealer and everything. You know what I mean? Kind of, and that's how it goes. And people, you know, we're surrounded by plenty of like real drug dealers all the time. I have I have one friend who became a pharmacist and everything. He's a legal drug dealer. Yeah. You know, I know some people who got into actuarial sciences and now they're selling insurance or like coming up with the algorithms that find out whether or not somebody's going to be in all that shit, you know. And that's just a part of our society, and I don't think I'm gonna get any steak sponsorships and everything.
I don't think we are. That's okay though,
because this audio is gonna come out. That's the thing. I think they're gonna run like podcast dialogue through like AI engines, and that's gonna be able to like find stuff way quicker.
Oh, they already do. They already do. They do. I know at least on YouTube. I got a notification for it a couple months ago that they do like auto. Because they have captions already that will come up for like closed captions for people. And they said they were going to start doing it was automated something, and it's like you have no option to opt out. It was like it was like, well, if you want to keep doing YouTube, like you just have to accept that this is on there. I'm like, all right.
Of course.
So they can, for helping with their search engines, basically they'll just like preview everything you said. I'm like, all right, I guess. Sure. So Steak's not finding or they found this video and I'm not getting sponsored. That's okay.
Or we have a come to gambling Jesus moment and we're like, actually, I don't know what I was saying.
Or if they're smart, they'll pay us even more. And then when we switch sides and we're like, no, actually, I saw the light.
That's very popular.
That's what they do. That's what a lot of actors and comedians do when they fall off. They go, hey, I'm just gonna go hardcore right wing. That's what I'm doing now.
And there's so much money there.
And they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
They got money, man.
And with politics, when people are converts and everything, whether it's left to right or right to left,
there's money in that grift.
Yeah, they get real popular. There's a lot of money in that grift and everything, dog, for sure.
I've been setting mine up for years, man. I've been way too. I'm such a raging leftist. I'm just setting up my heel turn for you guys. I'm gonna have
calling it a heel turn is hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna have who's that? What's the little guy though? Nick Fuentes on in a couple weeks. So let's just watch. That's where the bag is, man. Bro, I'm gonna be in $1 million studio, and I'm my first right-leaning person on the show. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be crazy. Well, man, I feel like we've got to a lot today.
Yes.
I know we've got the mic. We're probably gonna head over to the mic too, actually, tonight. I want to say thank you for coming on the show, man, making the time. It's great to meet you and chop it up. Anybody that's listening today or viewing or watching days after here or over on Spotify, all Bryan's stuff is linked down below. We've got a bunch of other goodies there too, so feel free to check those out. I want to say a quick shout out to our patrons. This should be up on the screen right now. If you guys are interested in getting extra access to behind the scenes of the podcast, as well as a series where I break down how I mix, master, write, record every single one of my songs, extra episodes, and good stuff like that, you can help support the channel for as little as $1. Go to patreon.com/Darren Rita. Helps us out a ton. Also, want to say a quick shout out to both our sponsors, Alpine House 2 and Impulse Cameras. And before we wrap, any shows that we got 4 shows this week. We want to plug those before we wrap.
One of them is a private show on tomorrow or Wednesday and everything. But Thursday, please come to the Milwaukee Improv. We got to represent for our city. It's going to be Milwaukee versus Chicago. I'm very excited about that. We got a lot of our best roasters against a lot of their best roasters and everything. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Friday, what am I doing Friday? I think Friday. I think it's Haven Cafe and everything. First independent show that they're doing over there. Shout out Thomas Francis. That'll be a good time and everything. And then Saturday, Copper Comedy and everything. Business casual comedy is promotion. amazing promotion run by a very funny producer and Brandon Wine.
Yeah, we love Brandon over here.
So yeah. He's a good guy. He's a good guy for sure. So yeah, come to those 3 shows. Wednesday is private, but Milwaukee Improv, Milwaukee versus Chicago roast battle. That's the big one. Please come to that.
Hell yeah, man.
That'll be a good time.
Thank you again for doing the show. I again appreciate everybody that tuned in. This